Hello guys, welcome back to one more daily racing GT Sport. We're going to be running the Group 3 car class and we're going to be driving in Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. I'm going to be driving the BMW Z4 GT3, which is a car that I've used in one of the videos that I uploaded a couple days or weeks ago, don't remember exactly. And if you're looking to see a perfect example of stupidity, I really recommend that you watch this video through the end because that's, man, I'm so stupid, as you can see by the video title. I'm really stupid. We're starting out in 11th place, so I didn't set a decent qualifying lap time, but that's not a surprise when it comes to Brands Hatch. This is not a circuit that I know my way around, so I find the fact that I managed to start in 11th position to be a fairly decent result, especially so when you consider my ability around this track. So this Dodge fishtails a little bit, and we managed to get up to 9th place. There was a guy who apparently went off the track, so these were two positions that we got really easily. And as you can see, I'm still using the counter steering assist, and this guy drove himself out of the track, so we're up in 8th place. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm still using the counter steering assist, and I don't think I'm gonna be turning that off soon. And I feel that the cars are way more drivable with this assist on, and that's something that I really never liked about Gran Turismo Sport, is when you start sliding out because maybe you dip two wheels into the grass. It's an instant spin without the counter assist steering on, and the counter steering assist actually. And with it on, even if you dip two wheels into the grass, chances are you're gonna be able to get out of that just fine. And I like that because it makes the car easier to drive. I don't like when when you feel like you're battling against the car. That's what I'm trying to say. So we're on the second lap of this race. This is a 10 lap race, one of the longer ones. And that is tire wear. There's fuel consumption active in this race, so you're gonna be depleting your fuel. You're gonna be wearing your tires out, and it's gonna make everybody think differently about the way that they race over the first half. Because the first half is gonna dictate how fast you're gonna be able to go over the second half. The first place has a 6.3 second gap over me, so he's not that far. If we were running slower cars, that would be a huge gap, but when you're running GT3 cars, it's not that big a gap. And as you can see, the fastest lap was 1 minute 26, so we're not that far off the pace. I thought I was gonna be doing a lot worse. I'm gonna be trying to reel this Mustang guy in. I'm gonna be putting a lot of pressure, and I hope that the pressure build up over the next couple corners is gonna be enough to make him make a mistake where we can capitalize on. And as you can see, he's starting to feel some of the pressure. He starts to drive all over the place. He's not keeping a consistent pace at this point any longer. But this guy is actually, at least his car choice gets him a decent top end over mine. Mine, I don't think it's that fast on a straight line, but it's really good on a corner, which by the way is a car that I really recommend you to try. It's a really nice car to drive. You need to be careful when you come out of corners because you can get on the throttle too early, otherwise you're gonna spin out very easily, especially so when you're running with the traction control off, just like I am. My DualShock, my brand new DualShock 4 battery is low, and my battery in this controller is already uh, weakened. I really wish that DualShock controllers had batteries on, actually external batteries, rather than having a built-in battery into the controller, because when this happens you can just replace the batteries in your set. In DualShock's 4Ks, if your battery dies out, you're gonna need to buy a new controller. But anyways, back into the race. I'm still trying to reel this guy in. As you can see, when he's not making a mistake, he can be pretty quick. And I'm still trying to put some pressure and stay as close as possible to him, just to show him that I'm there, I'm not leaving anytime soon, so he won't be able to get rid of me that easily. Now, as you can see, the guys up front, they are actually starting to pull away little by little. The first place has already managed to widen the gap by a little bit over 2 seconds in comparison to a couple laps ago. So we're definitely all off the pace when we compare our time to his. And the third place managed to set the fastest lap time so far. He's a little bit over a second faster in general, and that's gonna grant him an even wider gap over me. So yeah, I think that the podium in this race is out of question at this point, especially given how consistent these guys are throughout the race. This blue Mustang managed to pull away a little bit for me, but we're gonna start to reel him in a couple seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Skipping ahead a little bit in the race, I managed to reel this guy back in a little bit, so I'm a little bit over 4 temps away from him, which is not a lot. And this guy is gonna drive himself into the pit along with this other guy. And that's something that I've never seen in any of these daily races. I mean, I didn't do all of the daily races, I skipped over quite a few. But so far, I had never seen anybody driving into the pit lane in one of these longer daily races. And at this point, while I was racing, I was thinking, why did they stop? Why did they go for their pit stop? It doesn't make sense, because I had never felt the need to go into the pit stop. The fuel that we start out in the races usually is enough to last us the entire race. The tire wear is not as bad as you need to go into the pit lane to replace the tires for brand new ones. So that got me thinking, that got me scratching my head from this point on. And as you can see, a couple more guys got into the pit lane, which got me even more curious about what the hell were they doing. Maybe I was doing something wrong, maybe I didn't figure out that I needed to pit stop at some point, or maybe they are just playing safe and somehow they pushed so hard over the first half of the race that their tires are now pretty much gone and they need to replace them for brand new ones if they want to keep racing. I don't know, all sorts of stuff crossed my mind at this point, and it didn't make sense to me. I was checking my fuel throughout the entire time, and by some quick estimations that I managed to come up with, I thought that the amount of fuel that I had left on the tank was gonna be enough to last me these last 3 laps. I was also checking the tire wear, and they didn't seem to be as bad, and that I would have to actually replace them for brand new ones. So I thought I was gonna be doing fine throughout the entire race, and I was quite happy that I was actually starting to gain some positions. And as you can see, the second place went for his pit stop as well. And at this point, I think I was starting to think, okay, well, pretty much everybody in the race has gone for their pit stop. And I think chances are I am the wrong one here. I might be missing something. Maybe this is something new that they added. Maybe this is something that they changed in some of these longer daily races. I don't know. But well, you can see you can see on the last Gran Turismo video that I uploaded, the one that I raced them again. That was a 10 lap race around the same track, and I didn't have to pit stop my car. Nobody in that race actually uh, went for their pit stops. They didn't need to refuel. They didn't need to replace their tires, and that's where I was coming from. It's races like that, like those that you don't need to do any of this stuff. And uh, at this point, I'm up in third place. We are on our eighth lap. I'm still constantly checking my fuel meter. I'm still constantly checking the tire wear. And at this point, I thought, yeah, I think it looks like I have enough fuel to last me the remainder of the race. It's skipping ahead into the ninth lap of the race. That's when I started to realize there was definitely something I was doing wrong. It's pretty obvious now that I'm watching this video and doing the voiceover, but while I was racing, it wasn't as clear as it is for me right now. But it was at this point where I noticed that everybody else was catching up to me pretty quickly, even people who had gone for their pit stops before. That was something that I was definitely doing wrong. And as you can see, I got a red alert in the middle of the screen telling me that I had enough fuel to last me for half a lap. And that's not a good sign when you have over a full lap before the race is over. So I pulled up the power management, and right now it's set to power, but at this point I felt that uh, I didn't have any other option. I really needed to drop the power on my car and go for a leaner setup where I use the least amount of fuel as possible to try and and see if it lasted me at least this full lap. But as you can see, I have 0.1 fuel remaining, so this is not good. Pretty much everybody that was on my tail is managing to overtake me, and since I dropped the power on the power management slider, I'm actually gonna be start to run slower than all of the other cars in the race. And that was really stupid of me, because halfway through the race I should have figured out that if there was someone that was going for their pit stop, I should be going into the pit stop as well. And as you can see, at this point my fuel had completely run out, and I was crossing my fingers that I would have enough leftover speed to carry me through the finishing line, and see if I would at least be able to finish the race and not get a DNF status in the race. But there is a timer that is only 13 seconds left, and I don't think that's gonna be enough for me to cross the finish line. So yeah, I'm stupid, really stupid. That's probably the stupidest thing that I've ever done uh, in any racing games. I don't remember a time where I managed to do something as stupid as this and not realize that I was supposed to take a pit stop over the course of the race in order for me to actually complete the race. So that was really stupid of me. Of course, I think it comes down to strategy. If at some point over the race I had actually uh, messed around with the power management, I think I would have gone throughout the entire race without actually going for a pit stop. But that's something that I need to keep in mind moving forward in these races. I need to be aware that in some of these races, I actually need to go for a pit stop or actually power manage my car in order to last me the entire race. And I think I would have gotten a pretty decent finish position if I had actually managed the power in the car before it was too late. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys how stupid I was in this race. I think it was actually fun after all, and it can serve as a bit of information for you guys who maybe don't know that you are supposed to take pit stops in some of these longer races. But anyways, guys, I hope you had fun watching the video. If you did like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more GT Sport content, share the video with your friends and on your social media, helps me out a lot. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, the links are in the description down below or in the beginning of the video. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.